Why do people think that the Spurs are going to beat the Knicks?
Have you watched Wemby?
No, come on. Jalen Brunson alone.
This is why I love fans, because irrational is underneath fandom. For the first time in 53 years, the Knicks are NBA champions. I know Becky Hammon's comments a while ago, and I sided on the comment of if your best player is your smallest player, you aren't gonna win a championship, and I eat my words.
One of the biggest talking points right now involves Candace Parker and Becky Hammon, especially after some of the criticism they've directed toward Jalen Brunson in the past. Now that Brunson continues to prove people wrong, a lot of fans feel like those earlier takes are coming back around. Becky Hammon initially made it clear she wasn't interested in walking anything back. Her attitude was basically, I said what I said, and it sounded like she was fully prepared to stand by those comments. But as time went on, Knicks fans didn't exactly let the topic die. They've been all over social media, constantly bringing up those old remarks and challenging her on them. The conversation got so loud that it eventually became something people were still asking about when Becky Hammon recently spoke to the media while discussing the Las Vegas Aces. At this point, what started as a simple opinion has turned into a much bigger debate, with fans continuing to revisit those comments as Jalen Brunson's performances keep strengthening his case.
All right, we'll start with some questions in the room, and then we'll head to Zoom if we have some time.
Wait, I have a comment.
Oh.
To start, I was wrong.
They don't have a dude. You gotta have a dude. You gotta have a 1A dude. And
I was wrong. My opinion was wrong. Okay, let's go.
Now, to be fair, Becky Hammon has handled the situation a little differently than some others. I actually thought part of the reaction around her was pretty funny, but she has at least acknowledged where she was coming from and why she made those comments in the first place. Her explanation was that her opinion was based on what history has typically shown. For a long time, it has been rare for the smallest player on a team to also be the clear #1 option and best player. She pointed to examples like Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas as players who broke that mold, and now Jalen Brunson has put himself into that conversation as well. So while Brunson ultimately proved her wrong, Becky has more or less stood by the reasoning behind her original take and accepted that the results didn't go the way she expected. On the other hand, Candace Parker hasn't really faced the same level of scrutiny. That's interesting because plenty of fans feel she's been doubting Brunson for years too, yet most of the attention and criticism has landed on Becky, while Candace has largely avoided the kind of backlash that comes with having those old comments brought back up. And if you've been following this story for a while, you probably remember exactly why Knicks fans keep bringing that up.
When the game slows down in the playoffs, so you get jammed up. We've seen Jalen Brunson in the playoffs with the Mavs, and he was number 2, number 3, came in, played minutes, supplemented Luka handling the ball. But as a #1 option, last year in the playoffs, great first round, second round, not so much.
The moment people keep pointing back to came during that playoff series against the Heat. Yes, the Knicks ended up losing the series, but if you look at what Jalen Brunson actually did on the floor, his numbers were hard to ignore. Over those 6 games, he put up 31 points, 6.3 assists, and 5.5 rebounds per game, which is an incredible production level in a postseason matchup. In fact, you could argue Brunson was even better in that series than he was in the previous round when New York advanced. That's why a lot of fans push back so strongly on the criticism. Instead of focusing on the numbers and performance, the conversation eventually shifted, with Candace Parker suggesting that some of the reaction was coming from people who simply didn't like Knicks fans. But for many supporters, that wasn't really the issue. Their argument was that Brunson had already shown through his play that he deserved far more credit than he was getting.
Tip my hat, because Jalen Brunson, his poise, and here's the thing, this is a team you want to root for, right? The guys, their stories, they play together in college, just the fans make you not like. It's the fans.
So when you look at the entire situation, Becky Hammon ended up taking a lot of criticism, and whether people agreed with her or not, she at least addressed the comments and accepted that Brunson's performance changed the conversation. Candace Parker's take, though, is the one that many Knicks fans still bring up. A lot of people felt it was just as questionable, if not more so, because the criticism centered around a playoff run where Brunson was actually producing at a very high level. That's what makes the reaction so strong. How do you look back on that second-round series and act like there wasn't much to remember when the numbers clearly show otherwise? We're talking about a player whose production in that series was even better than in a round where he received more praise. For a lot of fans, that's where the disconnect comes in. Their argument isn't just that the take was wrong, it's that the performance was right there for everyone to see. When Brunson is putting up those kinds of numbers, people naturally start wondering how anyone watching the games could come away with a completely different conclusion. And that's why these old comments continue to resurface every time Brunson adds another accomplishment to his resume. At the end of the day, let me know where you stand on it. Do you think the criticism of Brunson was fair at the time, or do you think his playoff performances already proved he deserved more respect than he was getting? Drop your thoughts below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one.